day. I'm Chartered, your accounting tutor. We are still on end of accounting period adjustment. Today we are looking at goods withdrawn for personal use or goods withdrawn for private use. Goods withdrawn for private use or personal use. These are goods taken by the owner of the business after the business for personal use. These are goods taken out by the owner of the business after the business for personal use. This therefore become a reduction from the purchases of goods for sale during the accounting period. As the goods are taken out for private use, it means the value of purchases or the quantity of purchases will reduce, thereby reducing the goods available for sale, and that is reduce the purchases that's available in the business. How do you treat it? These goods can be withdrawn either. I just want to create this scenario because these are the common way you see this given in question, or you see it in practical life situation, whereby the goods are either withdrawn on daily basis. There are some situation whereby the owner will take goods daily out of the business for his personal use, depending on how important the goods is to the owner. Or he will decide to take the goods weekly or monthly or quarterly, as the case may be. Or in some cases, the examiner will just put the value that this was the value of goods taken by the owner for private use without mentioning the time period the goods were taken out of the business. But the time period is taken, you have to take care to make sure that you calculate it right. And that's why I want to create a scenario like that. Let's look at a given additional information. Take it that in a given question, there is goods withdrawn for private use. And that goods withdrawn for private use was 200. But look at what is added there. That's the weekly. Weekly means you must know the number of weeks involved in accounting period or in a year. So to work it out, you now say 52 weeks in a year. Therefore, 52 times 200 that was taken weekly will give you 10,400. Meaning the goods that were withdrawn from the business for private use, the value of the goods was 10,400. Then I just want to remind you quickly that these are the scenarios you should have in your mind. If the question decides to mention goods withdrawn daily, you know that you must know the number of days in a year, which we have 365 days in a year. So you multiply the value of the goods taken daily by the number of days in a year to get the goods withdrawn value. It can be weekly, which is 52 weeks. A year on accounting period is made up of 52 weeks. So in that case too, you will multiply it by 52 as it is done in my illustration over here. Then it can also be monthly, and that everybody know that we have 12 months in a year on accounting period. Then in that case, you multiply the value of the goods taken out by 12 to get it. It can be quarterly. A year is made up of 4 quarters. So if the owner decides to take goods value 200 quarterly, it means you are going to multiply it by 4 to get the value. Please, you have to get this picture clear in case the examiner bring out this, you should not be confused. But in some cases, the value will be given straightforward without mentioning either daily, quarterly, or weekly, as the case may be. So what you need to understand here is clear that you have to watch the question and follow it, or even in the real life situation, you must bring out the picture the way it's supposed to be. Let's look at how it is treated in financial statement of a sole trader. Under financial statement of a sole trader, goods withdrawn for personal use are just like normal drug. So they are deducted from purchases. As I said earlier, if goods are withdrawn by the owner for private use, they definitely reduce the value of purchases in the accounting period. So as you are preparing your trading profit and loss account, mind you, the format is already given. So when you come to purchases, don't forget that the purchase figure will be given in the question. You pick the purchase figure, make all the deduction, carriage inward, returns outward, and what have you. Then don't forget that you also have to pick the goods withdrawn for personal use, given the outline information, and also deduct it from the purchases figure to arrive on the actual purchases that will be available for you. Mind you, I say it's extra. Let me tell you that as you prepare a real question, carriage inward, return outward, and then you also remember that you have to come and pick the goods that were withdrawn for personal use, given as an adjustment, additional information, and come and deduct from the value of purchases as you are preparing your trading account and get the real purchases, which is either referred to as the net purchases. That is how it is treated. The emphasis is that the goods withdrawn for private use must be deducted from purchases as you prepare your trading account. Let's go to statement of financial position. Coming to statement of financial position, goods withdrawn for personal use will affect owner's equity. You know, equity is what belongs to the owner, and the owner normally introduces capital into the business. This is the capital. So if goods are taken for private use or personal use, it means the value or the amount of capital put in the business by the owner have been reduced by the value of goods he takes for personal use. So in this case, as you deduct, as you work out your capital, mind you, here too is an extract. After capital, you get what is called net profit. You add net profit or you less net loss and bring other things like additional capital, you add it. But coming to goods withdrawn for personal use, you also deduct it from the value of capital to get the final capital, which is called the closing capital. This is the situation where what is called cash drawings. Cash drawing is not deducted from purchases. I just want to bring your mind back. Cash drawing is not deducted from purchases. What is deducted from purchases is only goods withdrawn. So please don't forget goods withdrawn for personal use for drawings. Drawing, anytime you see a given question or you see the word drawings, they are not referring to it as goods withdrawn. If it's goods withdrawn, the examiner of the question must make it clear that it is goods withdrawn. But if you just see the word drawings, just assume that is cash drawing. And mind you, cash drawing is not deducted from purchases. It is only goods withdrawn for personal use that is deducted from purchases. But coming